Hey, coaches. Hope you're doing well today. I was just thinking about you. I know this is a very unique time. This is definitely not what you planned, especially spring coaches. Thinking of baseball and softball seasons lost now, and so I've been thinking about you, praying for you, and hurting with you. And one thing that I was thinking about today, or actually this last week, is a passage out of Isaiah um, chapter 53, and this is a prophecy about Jesus who is to come in the New Testament. And so this is hundreds of years before Jesus comes. And this is spoken to a people who are in exile, who are basically taken out of the land of Israel by foreign nations. So they're in intense affliction, intense persecution, and they just long to be taken care of by God again and to be in God's place with his presence, with his blessing. And there's a little bit of that we can feel today as maybe some of us are kind of isolated as we're supposed to be and feel distance from our close relationships and feel distance from doing the work we love, from coaching and being involved in the lives of other people. I was thinking about this passage that in Isaiah 53, talking about Jesus, says, "For he grew up before him like a young plant, and he had no form or majesty that we should look at him, no beauty that we should desire him. He was despised and he was rejected by men. He was a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And as one from whom men hid their faces, he was despised and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs and he has carried our sorrows. Yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions, and he was crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the chastisement that brought us peace, and with his wounds we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We've turned every one to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all." We see in this passage that Jesus, even before he comes, is spoken of as a man who was acquainted with grief, a man who was a man of sorrows. And so I just think about, like, what hope do we have right now with just uncertainty of future, and every day it feels like you turn on the news and it's just worse and worse and worse, is that we have a king in Jesus who is a man of sorrows. Not just on the Calvary road to the cross did he endure sorrows, but he endured the whole human experience. He saw people hurting. He was in towns where he had to leave, and he saw people who were harassed and who were helpless, and he saw people whose bodies were broken. He saw lepers who were cast out of society. He broke for people. He hurt for people. And so today, know that you have a King Jesus who breaks for you, who hurts as he looks and sees a virus, going across the globe. And it doesn't mean that he's not doing anything. I don't know why it hasn't cleared up yet, but I know that King Jesus is in control. And I know that because this passage actually reminds us that God is so focused on drawing near to his afflicted ones, is that hundreds of years later, this would be fulfilled in that God sent his son, Jesus Christ, to die on a cross so that we could receive the righteousness of God. Those who are rebels are made sons and daughters of the King. Those who refuse to obey God are given new hearts and given heaven instead of hell because of the work of Jesus Christ in his life, enduring this life, in his death, a painful death we deserve to die, and in his resurrection, conquering death and purchasing for us new life. And so today, I know it's frustrating. I know that it's hard to look at the news and wonder what's tomorrow going to be like. Is our world in some ways changing? To long for relationships, to long to do the work you love. But would we encourage one another? Would we draw near to one another? And would we ultimately draw near to this Jesus who was afflicted for us, who is acquainted with grief, who actually knows the pain that I feel today, and because of that, I can come to him in prayer. I hope this is encouraging to you today. I'm praying for you. If you want to share this with anybody, you can send it on. But I just want it to be an encouragement to you guys. I love y'all and I miss y'all. Have a great day.